Let me tell you about the woman who stopped chasing and started attracting. Her glow didn't come from the noise, it came from the stillness. I know this sounds a bit esoteric, but let me explain. She used to chase everything: love, worth, peace, purpose. Until one day she didn't. And that's when everything she ever wanted began to find her. Because real power, it's quiet, unshakable, rooted, not in proving, but in being. The opposite of belonging is trying to fit in. If you're trying to fit into a peaceful life, worthy existence, and rich, purposeful living, chances are you won't find it, at least not the way you want it. Today, I'm telling you a story, but not just hers. It's yours too. If you've ever felt tired, unseen, and ready to come home to yourself. We're taught that to have value, we must earn it, hustle for it, beg for it. As little girls, we learn to over-explain, overgive, overcompensate, all in the hope that someone might look at us and say, "You're enough." But here's the truth she learned. The more she chased, the more things ran. She chased their approval, and they gave her silence. She chased love and got crumbs. She chased peace and found exhaustion. Until one day, she stopped, not out of bitterness, but from a deep, undeniable knowing. This is not who I came here to be. Her turning point wasn't loud. There was no dramatic goodbye or sudden rebirth. It was quiet. It looked like declining invitations that felt more like obligations, and following accounts that made her question her worth, sitting in silence instead of over-explaining. This wasn't withdrawal. It was return. She was coming back to herself, the self who doesn't perform to be loved. And with each small shift, the world began to meet her differently. Not because the world changed, but because she did. When she stopped chasing, she discovered her feminine power, not the kind that dominates, but the kind that draws in. She realized she is the magnet, not the hunter. She is the stillness, not the storm. She began pouring into her rituals, rising with intention, caring for her body like a sacred altar, placing boundaries without apology. She stopped negotiating with her worth. She no longer argued to be seen. She became a mirror, reflecting only what aligned. And everything, her peace, her radiance, her joy, began to expand. She no longer begs for clarity. She is clarity. She doesn't rush anymore, because she trusts the divine timing of her life. She no longer explains her soul to those committed to misunderstanding her. Now, her presence says more than her words ever could. She walks into a room and doesn't need to announce herself. Energy precedes her. People notice, not because she's loud, but because she's luminous. Here's what she learned in whispers and quiet revelations. If you have to chase it, it's not for you. What's meant for you will feel calm, not confusing. The most magnetic energy is rooted in peace, not performance. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are becoming. She stopped chasing and began choosing. Choosing herself, choosing peace, choosing alignment. Not once, but every single day. Because when a woman finally chooses herself without guilt, the universe rearranges in her favor. If you're tired, exhausted from the proving, the pleasing, the performing, this is your invitation. Stop running. Come back home, to your breath, to your body, to the version of you that doesn't need to earn rest, joy, or love. You don't need to chase the life you crave. You just need to remember, you are already worthy of it. You are not hard to love. You've just been pouring into the wrong cups. Comment below, what are you finally done chasing? Subscribe for weekly reminders of your power. Soft, radiant, and rooted. Feminine wisdom, luxury mindset, and the art of choosing yourself.